Hi guys. Alright, so let's see. I'm here to tell, I guess, my cancer story because I always get asked questions about how I found out, what I'm doing now, how I'm doing, and I was just like, let me just make a video and I'll just kind of lay it all out. So here we go. I'm gonna look down because I wrote down a bunch of little stuff to try to, keep me on track while I tell this story because I tend to overthink things. So first, how I found out. Well, about 2 weeks prior to me being hospitalized, I was having headaches, and about a week before, I was getting really nauseated and I would throw up. So I initially thought, honestly, that I was just pregnant because I was having headaches and I was throwing up like as soon, and it was happening as soon as I would wake up in the morning. So I thought I was having like morning sickness or something of that sort. Hold on. Yeah. So I eventually just was like, well, maybe I'm pregnant. So I took a pregnancy test and I wasn't pregnant. Well, this is right around the time that Hurricane Harvey came. And most of you don't know, I live in Houston. So Hurricane Harvey came, and the night of the hurricane, I slept the entire time. I mean, I didn't hear anything, no storm. I didn't hear nothing. I was pretty much just knocked out because I was so weak and my head was hurting so bad. Well, I woke up at about 3 o'clock that morning and I was sweating, like ridiculously sweating. I was extremely hot. So I was like, oh, I'm just going to take a shower, try to cool off, and then I'll get back into bed. Well, I get in the shower, and I start, I didn't turn it on too hot because I wanted to cool off. That was the point of me getting in there. And so while I'm in the shower, I started feeling dizzy, like the room started spinning. So I was like, ooh, let me get out before I fall out in this shower. Well, I turned the water off, and as soon as my foot hit my little bath mat, I went down. Now, I don't want to say I passed out because I went down where I was, what am I trying to say? I was aware that I was going down, and I was able to catch myself, but I did hit hard enough to where I woke my boyfriend up, and he came in there, and I'm sitting, I hit to the point where I was on the door where you use to get in the restroom. So I was up against, my back was against that door, so he had to literally push me out the way, and I'm on the floor naked, wet, didn't dry off, nothing, and he looking at me like, girl, what you doing? So I was like, I don't know what happened, just go get me some water, get me a Gatorade, get me something cold, I'm fine or whatever. And before all of this, within that 2 weeks, oh yeah, and also in that 2 weeks, I stopped eating a lot, and I ended up losing a lot of weight. I was trying to lose weight initially just to get, be healthier and get my life back on track. You gotta wait. I told you I'm doing something, you gotta wait. Do you understand? Okay, then go watch TV. Okay? Alright. So, what was I trying to say? Yeah, okay, so I stopped eating, and like I said, I was already trying to lose weight. So me dropping this weight, I was like, ooh, I'm doing good, like, your girl got this, but that wasn't the case. So he was telling me, Kaelyn, you need to go to the doctor, you need to go to the doctor. Well, I made an appointment, but my appointment wasn't till that Thursday of basically after the hurricane. So I clearly didn't make it to the appointment. But I go to the ER, and this is the next day, and it's ridiculously flooded outside. So we're like, luckily my boyfriend had a high truck. Aiden, move. I'm doing something. Do you not understand? Get it and go sit down. So luckily he had a high truck, and we're driving around the ER that my mom works in Memorial Hermann. So the ER that she told us to go to, there was one like maybe 10-15 minutes, if that, from our house. Well, that one was underwater, so we couldn't go to that one. So we ended up having to drive out by her house, which is like a good 45 minutes away. So we drive all the way out there. I get in the ER, and the doctor comes in. I tell her my symptoms, and she basically just thought I was dehydrated. And I was like, shoot, I'll roll with that. Of course, they did a pregnancy test, and they took my blood. Stop doing that. Go sit down. They took my blood and everything, and I was waiting on the results. I did a CAT scan. Did I do MRI? I don't know. I did a bunch of tests. But when my results came back, the doctor starts reading off my results. Now, my mom, my boyfriend, and my baby are all in the room. And as she's reading the results, of course, to me, it just sounds like a bunch of numbers. I'm not in the medical field, so those numbers are literally just numbers to me. I don't really know what they mean. Well, she starts saying that my hemoglobin was at 4, my white count was at like 67,000, and my platelets, but I honestly can't remember what my platelets were at the time. Anyway, my hemoglobin was 4. If most of y'all don't know, that's pretty low. Your hemoglobin is supposed to be at 12 for a woman. So I basically had no blood in my body. And they were really shocked that I was able to just walk around, because by the time I got to the ER, my headache had went away and I felt fine. And so headache went away, I felt fine. So of course she's like, she's not in the position where she can give a diagnosis. So they had to send me to the Memorial Hermann Pearland Hospital, like the actual hospital, not just the ER place. And so to get there was a whole nother battle. Like I said, the hurricane was going on. Everywhere is flooded, underwater. And I ended up getting in an ambulance, and this place was maybe like only 15 minutes away. I think it took us like 30 to 45 minutes to get there, probably even more. So we finally get to the ER. I'm in there. My mom's like, run her results again. Run her results, Lord. Run her test again. The machines were broke. The hurricane hit. The machines don't work. Like she didn't believe it. So they run my test again. My numbers come back the same. So while I'm there, the doctor, he diagnoses me with leukemia. And my grandfather and one of my cousins have had leukemia in my family. So my mom was pretty aware of the numbers and how it all kind of works and all that. So I guess it was a shocker, but not much of a shocker. Well, for me, I just broke down crying. But so at this point, the doctor's like, she needs blood transfusions and she needs to get to Memorial Hermann in the medical center, which is the very big hospital, for immediate chemo. Now, they called, an ambulance can't take me, fire truck can't, anything on ground cannot take me because the medical center is literally underwater. So they call for Life Flight to come and get me, which is the helicopter. The helicopter cannot come get me because they have no sight. So it's like, we need to get her to the medical center now. Like, everybody was very persistent. Like, she needs to get there now. She needs to get there now. She needs to get there now. So my mom and my boy, at this point, I'm like out of it. Like, my head started hurting again. So I'm kind of sleeping in bed, and they started giving me blood, like giving me a blood transfusion, because obviously that's why I'm so weak, because I have no blood in my body. So while my blood is running, I guess my family's outside. They're trying to figure out how they're going to get me to this hospital. And one of my mom's friends that she works with in the medical center shows up at the door randomly. And she's like, what we got to do, how we got to get her there. And her husband had an even bigger truck. I think it said it was like 6 feet off the ground, or 4 feet. 5 feet, I don't know. It was very, very hot, and it was able to get us through all the puddles. So long story short, I got to the hospital, and that's when I started my chemo. I started my chemo that day or that night. Yeah. And then the chemo, it wasn't through an IV, it was through a pill. I did the pill chemo first, and then I went through the because I had to get a special I had a PICC line that went through my arm. I had to get that put in, and it was just a bunch of stuff. So I'm not gonna say, if I tell y'all my whole story of the hospital, because I was there for 33 days, guys. 33 days. Like, I missed the whole month of September. I was in the hospital the whole month of September. So I have to do another video to say, you know, my experience in the hospital. I mean, I'll give a little rundown here, but like I said, I was there for 33 days. I went in on August 27th. My birthday was August 30th, unfortunately. So I was there for my birthday, but my family made it as special as they could. I got cake. Everybody actually had a procedure done on my birthday. I think I got a MRI. I don't know. I went for some test on my birthday, and when they rolled me back up to my room, it was like a big surprise party in my room. It was awesome. And then, yeah. Now, at the hospital, I did not stay in. It's another backstory to why I was staying in, because I was staying in the ICU part of the hospital, which is the part of the hospital that my mom works at, and she was the only one that was able to get me admitted through one of her doctors because of the hurricane going on. So I did not stay in the cancer unit, thank God, because, I mean, not to complain, but the cancer unit is not all that great. And the ICU unit, literally, I had a room that was like a little apartment. Like, it was awesome. I ended up getting a refrigerator in there. What else did I have? And I had so much stuff. Like, I was a preschool teacher, so I had all the posters from that the kids and the teachers made me from the school, posted all around my room. I had people would bring me gifts. Like, it was, I literally had to move out when I left the hospital. Like, that's how much stuff I accumulated. And I developed, you know, really good relationships with some of my nurses while I was there. And yeah, I ended up having to go through physical therapy because I was in the bed for a good 2 weeks before I was able to walk again, because I went through a bone marrow biopsy, and that was very, very painful, and it kept me in the bed even longer. So I was literally I was using a bedpan. I couldn't even get up and go to the restroom. I couldn't do nothing for myself. Everybody had to do everything for me. Like, it was horrible. And I could never be so thankful for being able to walk, because some people don't get to do that. And when you have people having to do everything for you, it gets old. It really does. And you start to count your blessings. You really do. So, I do not want a 15-minute long video. But when I got out, I went to I did start losing my hair when I was in the hospital. And when I got out, it was this lady named Miss Benita. She takes women who go through cancer and she brings them to her shop. She was a beauty supply. She was a cosmetologist, and she would bring people to her shop. Well, women who were losing their hair, whether it was to, you know, breast cancer, leukemia, any type of cancer, or alopecia, anything that causes you to lose your hair, like a medical condition, she would bring you in her shop. If you still had hair, she would shave it off, and then she had a big room full of wigs, and you would just go in, you would try on different wigs. It was a lot of fun. I took family and friends with me, and I tried on a bunch of different wigs, and you're able to take one home. But that day, you know, we had such a good time, and that lady, she just loved me so much. She allowed me to take home too. And yeah, I mean, if y'all have any more questions, or I need to do a part 2, I really don't mind. Like I said, I was in the hospital for 33 days, so it's so much more I could tell you guys of what I went through and everything like that. But my video was at 13 minutes, and I really don't want to make it any longer than that. So, thank you for watching, and I look forward to seeing you guys soon. Bye!